What's going on? Ryan Troy back with another video for you today. And if many of you may know anything about me, it is that I love my Zhiyun products, especially when it comes to lighting. Now, this is something that has been new to them within the last few years, and I love it. A company once known for gimbal and stabilization and things like that crossed over to the lighting world, and once they did that, they became innovating with all of their products. Now, I have a few lights from them, but one of the lights that I take everywhere that I go is the Molus B200. Now, this light packs a serious punch. We're talking 200 watts, right? And a lot of competitors out there have this 200 watt light. But if you saw the size of this light, or if you see the size of this light, you will understand why I love it so much. So when I'm in the studio shooting, doing photography, and I'm recording for YouTube, like a lot of you content creators out there watching this video, I like to take this light because of how portable it is and how bright it is, right? So it was a no-brainer. It was innovating and everything. But nothing could prepare me for the product that Zhiyun sent me, which is the Molus B200. Now, not the G. The G is before. This is the B. Now, let's get into the beginning of all of this, right? Because when they reached out to me, I was skeptical. And what I mean by that is, for one, did I know the light was going to be great? Yes, I trust their products. They make great products. I know that already. But if you tell me you have light that is, and it's not just the one they sent me. They sent me the 200, but they have the 100 now, the 200, the 300, and the 500. But when you tell me you have a 200 watt light for me, and I'm already that satisfied with the one I've been using from the same company, I was like, it's nothing you can do to make this better. They show me some stuff, and the next thing you know, they send it to me. And when I opened the box, I was like, wow. Now, one of the biggest things that I love about this light, besides the fact of its size, is the way you power it. But look, we're going to get into that. I want to give you every single thing about this light because it is truly phenomenal. It is amazing. I love it. First, let's go ahead on and talk about size. Now, one thing that I wanted to do was compare this with other lights with the same output, 200 watts. So first, I went ahead on and did it with the Molus G200, and you can see the size difference. And you may notice that the 200 may look like it's a little smaller or a little thinner when it comes to this, right? So you may be wondering, why is it that I'm praising the size of this, and that's not, and I'm going to get to that. But then I went with a third-party manufacturer as well, and you can see that this is way smaller, right? But let's go into the reason why I'm praising the size of this. When it comes to the other two lights, like the Molus G200, right? It has this extra piece that you had to plug into the light, and from there is where you control the temperature and the brightness and all of that other stuff. Now, was it a big problem for me? No, because it breaks down easy and all of that. But it's just a simple fact that in order to use that light, I had to connect it to something else and then connect it to the wall. Now, when it comes to the B200, the Molus B200, well, you just plug straight from the wall into it, and that is the main reason right there, between it being this small and it not requiring anything else for you to use in order to power this light. That right there sets it apart from any other light that's on the market right now. Even with the third party, look at this adapter and everything that you got to have when it comes to this as well. It's just big, and it's just in the way and all type of other stuff like that. It is not as travel friendly as this new Molus B200. Also, the color temperature ranges from a nice 2700 to 6500 Kelvin with a CRI rating of 95. It also comes with a Bowens mount, so that way you could go ahead on and put a lot of third-party manufacturer modifiers on it. But me, I really like to use this with the lantern that I also got from Zhiyun. And the reason why is just because, like I said, this is a portable light for me. I like to take this light everywhere that I go, and usually it's when I'm doing content for YouTube, so I need to brighten up a really big space. Actually, I'm using this light right now, but not with the lantern. I have more of a softbox that I'm using now, and you can tell by the grid that's coming on my glasses. But like I said, this is the light I'm using, and I also only have it at 45% power. Now, if I wanted to, I can crank it up, but then it'll just spill all over the place, and that's not how I wanted to use it, just more of a key light. Now, many may wonder what corners were cut when it came to producing such a small 200 watt light. And what I mean by that is usually lights are the size that they are when they are this powerful because they have to have some type of way of cooling the light. 200 watts can get very, very hot. And if it gets hot and it overheats, then that's a problem, right? So what does Zhiyun do? Of course, come with some more innovation with their technology of the dyno vort cooling system. Now what this does is it has these two fans that's on the side that keeps the heat sink cool and pushes the air away. And I don't know if I mentioned, but it is extremely quiet, right? And that way you could go ahead on and shoot and film for hours and hours and hours without ever worrying about it overheating. Now let's get into how you actually control this light. Now, if you want to control the brightness, there is a knob that's on the left side and you can roll it up and down to go from 1 to 100 in 1-step increments. But if you click the button that's on the left, you can actually go within 10 steps of increments like 10, 20, 30, 40. And it's the same thing with the color temperature, but that is found on the right side. You can roll it up or you could go by steps by clicking in that button. They have a lot of different effects, 13 to be exact. And my favorite way of controlling this light will probably be the ZY Vega app. There are so many different options, different presets for you to also go with, and they also have a color match. So if you want to get your light matched with other lights that may be in the room, then you can point your camera at it and go ahead on take a photo and it will match the color to that light, which I think is a really cool feature. Now, this video wouldn't be good if I didn't mention the cons, because there is one con that for me, I would like to be changed. Don't know if they can or not. I've had this light for a month and I've been using it, so the final product could be different, okay? Now, what is that problem? Well, when you unlock the latch so it could go front and back, the area where that is, you tend to get your hand caught up, and you got to put that pressure on it, because when you lock it real hard so it doesn't move, you got to put a little tension on it to unlock it. And your hand placement going with that tension to unlock, it's a quick boom, and that boom actually hits your knuckle right under it, and that material under it, because by all means, this isn't made with cheap material. It can hurt your hand. So I just say, be careful when unlocking that lever for you to loosen it up. Be really careful when it comes to that, because until I remembered, to do that, it hurt every single time. But I would say that's probably my only thing. Like I said, if you just be mindful of that one thing right there, but that's like the only thing that I had a problem with it. This has been a light, like I said before, that I've been using for a month straight, and I think is a great light for content creators, especially if you are just recording stuff for your YouTube channel. This is more than enough light. I will leave links down in the description if you want to check it out. Maybe you want some more information on the light or whatever. But guys, until the next time, peace.